Digga D?
Oh, you met Digga D?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. I
So
told
that one, NJ's in the building
I
like that.
told him though. I told him I was like, bro, Storms, there's so much gigs and Storm music is out here, you know what I mean? In soccer, called H.
DJ Firestarr keeping it smashed.
Damn, this is saucy.
DJ Firestarr, Spotify, influential records. You know the flex, I'm not new to this, all of that. But I got someone in the building you might recognize. My brother, USAIN BOLT.
Respect.
How are you, my bro?
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Pleasure to have you on the series, my bro.
Happy to be here.
So we're gonna jump into obviously some of your influential records, but I want to start. I want to start with the producing and the brand new album that's out now, Country Yutes.
Country Yutes, yeah.
When we caught up with Sham,
Yeah.
we were talking about the link up for the lockdown record. He was talking a lot about your history, being a music man, you know, music and sports synonymous together.
Facts.
Talk a little bit about your journey coming up, you know, growing up, the influence of music, and then maybe the last 18 months, for example. A lot of people we've had on influential records, I always ask them how the last 18 months has been, but for you specifically, more so the creation of the project.
Project, definitely.
Yeah, man. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, for me, growing up music, I grew up on like proper old school music because in Jamaica there's a thing called road robin where they play like proper like old school music like Bears Hammond, you know, Bob Marley, Bunny Wailers and all these guys. So I know most of those old songs because like every once a month they would have like a big bashment that's old school music. So sometime my dad would take me, you know what I mean? So that's the music I grew up on. And then the older I got, then I started listening to Baby Sham, Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, and all these guys, Sizzler, Caperton. So that's how I started getting into music and feeling the energy and the vibe. And when I moved from the country to Kingston, that's when I really got into like dancing, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's when Ding Dong, Bogle, and all these guys were like hot. Voicemail was singing all the dance songs, and when you get to the party, I'm sweating because all I'm doing is dancing, you know what I mean? So that was me and music. And then when I got into track and field, music just kind of followed me, you know what I mean? So no matter what I was doing, I was always listening to music, always just playing, always just dancing. And it's something that I loved, you know what I mean? And
Being a DJ.
But yeah,
You
and
as a
then
selector.
I got into it. There's a guy called DJ Liquid in Jamaica that used to go to a thing called Wet Wednesdays. And it was a vibe, and I kind of loved this energy. And that's how I started trying to DJ a little bit. And he usually, when he get a new song, he would give me as a vibe. And then I got into it to the point where after most of my meets, like the people know that I DJ a little bit. I used to DJ at the after party for a while, you know what I mean? And so that's how I was really into music. And then we got to lockdown time in Jamaica, and I was like, yo, you know what, this is the opportunity, because we did like Olympia Rose to launch
That was your first release, exactly. That was right, the medley.
Yeah, the medley to launch my champagne, right. You know what I mean? And then, so when we got to lockdown, you know, we sat down, we're like, you know what, we're not doing much, let's just try this, let's just really do this music thing. And that's how I really got into the music and started working on projects.
Well, you had the two rhythms, you had Clockwork Rhythm,
Immortal.
You had them out, and they weren't no joke. Yeah, Cartel On. What's that like as well? You know, I've heard you speak about maybe reaching out to certain artists at times and sometimes not getting things back, but at the same time, bro, you got Cartel on everything. Like, so you know, like, how do you feel about that now? Like, in the space that you've been with the work that you've just put in as well.
I feel like Cartel people knew us, knew that I support his music. You know what I mean? From Beijing days, I was always saying, yo, Gaza. Even when people were saying, yo, you shouldn't say Gaza, I was like, I don't care. this is who I support. I support Cartel. I love his music. This is what I want to listen to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So his people kind of knew. So when we reached out to him, like, yo, we're doing this. Could you? We know he has songs just there. You know what I mean? Could we get? And they were like, no problem. We know you support him. We know you love his music. So that's how that happened. But when we started out, a lot of artists didn't take us serious. You know what I mean? You hit a guy up and say, listen, yo, can I get a song? Or here's a rhythm, give me a, and they're like, yeah, sure, we'll do it. And then you don't hear from them again, you know what I mean? And you call them like, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. Or I'll link you back next week. And I was like, bro, listen, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna chase after people, you know what I mean? So I just work with artists who wanted to work with me, you know what I mean? Like if I reach out to you and you're like, yeah, I wanna be a part of this, I was like, all right, cool, let's do it, you know what I mean? Because I know no matter what I do, it's gonna be good music, no matter who I put on the track. Because I'm not one of those producers, you come and sing and I'm like, yeah, this is good. I'm like, no, that's trash. I don't want this. This is not what I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a few of them did not like that. I can't say who, but a few people did not like that. You tell them like, yo, I don't like this. This is not what I want. We need to do it over, you know what I mean?
Especially when you're like maybe earning to them. You know what I said to Sham was sometimes from the artist perspective, some of them can maybe feel a type of way for somebody coming into their circle, even though we know music is in your blood. You know what I mean? It's part of the culture, but there's certain artists that maybe they feel a type of way, where there's some that are more, they don't feel that way, and they're open to taking your.
But that's the thing. With Sham, when we hit Sham up and we're like, yo, Sham, we have this house. Would you want to be a part of it? And he's like, yeah, of course. You know what I mean? He's like, yo, give me some time. I have to give you a proper tune, you know what I mean?
Us. Yeah.
He's like, I have to give you a proper tune. I'm not gonna rush this. So we're like, all right, cool. And then we learned so much from Dave Kelly, man. He's different. You know what I mean?
You've been learning. You've been getting gems from the producers and Dave Kelly as well.
Me,
yeah, man.
He has a different mind, and he knows music so well because he wasn't even in Jamaica. You know what I mean? And you play the track for him, and he goes, nah, over the phone, like Zoom,
he knows.
Listening to music and going, oh, change this, drop this beat in here, let's do it. And I'm like, yo, you know how much you gotta know music to know to just
100%.
adjust stuff over Zoom, you know what I mean? So for me, it was great working with him, you know what I mean? You open your eyes to a lot of like simple little things, you know what I mean? So, and Sham was on it, you know what I mean? He came, he's like, yo, we need to really work on this tune. So he came to Jamaica and we were all just everywhere promoting the music, you know what I mean?
Because you gave him a proper dancehall rhythm, he took, you know what I mean? He really wanted to deliver for the lockdown record.
Trust me, man, he really showed us love because it's baby Sham, you know what I mean? He stayed making hits, you know what I mean? So when he came to Jamaica and we were at every little spot, just promoting it, you know what I mean? Promoting the song. I'm like, yo, look at this, you know what I mean? To see some artists that you call and you go, oh, and then Baby Sham is coming, the legend that I look up to, and is everywhere with me promoting his song. It's just mad respect.
The talking of the producing as well, like for you making that transition, it's a fair question. Talk about the pressure as a producer and coming into this now for you. I mean, how much pressure you feel when you know the album is obviously out as well, so it's like, again, it's earning your stripes, I guess. The more you know what I mean?
For me, I never look at things as pressure, you know what I mean? Because I understand that people are gonna judge you and I want that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna take judgment from anybody, you know what I mean? People like who understand music and be saying, all right, I don't like this, or the fans might say, you know what, you could have done better with this, or I'll take it, but I'm not gonna take judgment from everybody. But I want people to actually give me feedbacks, you know what I mean? And say what they think I could have done better, because again, it's a learning process for me. You know what I mean? We know we're putting our heart into it.
That's what I'm saying.
And we're making music, but sometimes people can see different things from the outside that we can't, you know what I mean? So it's always good to get different feedbacks and different vibes, but I don't look at it as pressure, you know what I mean? Because I know it's gonna take me time to get to a certain level, you know what I mean? So I'm willing to work and willing to do the work, you know what I mean? So.
And Sham's exact words were, you know, Bolt's he's not just putting his money into it, he's not just exec producing, he's proper in there, like every detail he's learning from the producers, and you're heavy in there.
Yeah, because I want to learn, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Music is something that I've been a part of my whole life, so now I get the opportunity to really do it. I'm gonna take the opportunity, you know what I mean?
So talk to me about Country Yutes, bro. Like, we need to pick a couple off the project. So let's start with maybe one that you're feeling right now off the project. Maybe break down. Obviously, we've got NJ in the room as well. You know what I mean? Like the superstar as well. What? How you feeling about it? You've been taking it in. I'm sure you've been playing it. You know what I mean? Pick a record off there for us that we can.
For me, the first record, all of what we did was living the dream.
Right.
You know what I mean? That meant was big for us to do, because when we started in music, everybody had something to say. You know, people go, oh, you shouldn't do it, or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, this is negative, you know what I mean? And I said to people that we're gonna do it no matter what you say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're like, you know what, let's make something to tell people, like, listen, live your dream, you have to work hard for what you want. People are always gonna be negative and say you can't do something. And that's why we did that record. You know what I mean? Because we wanted people to know, listen, I didn't know I was gonna be the fastest man in the world. I did not
you probably
know that.
did, bro. You know what I mean?
No, I didn't know. For me, I wasn't, remember when I started, I was running the 200 meters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was 200, I wasn't running 100 meters, I was running the 200 meters. So that wasn't in my sight, you know what I mean? But I knew I wanted to be one of the best. That's all I knew. So I worked, and then things kind of just came into play, and I started doing 100 meters, and I was like, shit, I'm good at this, I can do this. And I worked hard at that also, and then I just got better and better and better, you know what I mean? So for me, I'm starting music. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna put my all into it. That's why I tell people, you know what I mean, work hard. Anything is possible, you know what I mean? Don't ever think limits, don't put limits on yourself. And that's what we're trying to put out there for everybody to see. If you listen to the intro, that's what we're telling everybody, that listen, don't let anybody tell you what to do, you know what I mean?
When you was obviously going through the album, putting it together, was that the message throughout the whole project? Is that whole positivity, you know, sort of giving thanks, but the positivity message is strong throughout the whole project. Was that something that happened naturally, or did you, when you and NJ sat down, like you were like, this is the kind of body of work we want to?
Yeah, that's what we wanted to start out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because again, we got a lot of like, when we just started, there was a lot of people just negative. We're like, it doesn't matter, we're used to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Track and field was the same thing when I started. People are like, oh, he's not gonna do well. Every time I stumble, like, oh, this is it. You know what I mean? So I was used to this. So now we actually have a voice to actually speak back. You know what I mean? So we try to put a lot of positive vibes out there for people. You know what I mean? Because even with life, when NJ did life, you know what I mean? He told me about it, and he just did it with his kid. You know what I mean? And it's just different. It's just a different vibe. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, I like this. It's different. People enjoy this and see the love and energy. You know what I mean?
One of my favorite records on the project, funnily enough, is the record Fire.
Yeah, I told him.
NJ's in the building.
I told him, I was like, bro, seriously.
That's knocking.
I like this, you know what I mean?
Talk about that one a little bit.
Yeah, when he started making it, because he was writing the song, I'm like, yo, if we get a good rhythm for this, it's gonna be bad, you know what I mean?
Thanks.
And my cousin did most of the beats, you know what I mean? So he sent us a few, and we were like, yo, we need something like more upbeat, you know what I mean? And he's like, all right. And he made it, and when we got it, I was like, yo, bro, trust me, this is gonna be good. And that's one of my favorite tracks, you know what I mean? Because I'm a party type of youth, you know what I mean?
You're in the parties heavy, hosting the party.
I love it. And Fire, I love it because it's high energy. And if you know me, you know I'm that type of guy that's always at that high energy and pumping and just vibing all the time, no matter what. Unless I'm home, just chilling.
How many, off the project, how many videos you reckon? You've obviously got a couple floating about. Like, how many you gonna run through and knock out as many as you can off there? You're gonna work off the feedback, or like, Fire needs to be there. I need to see that.
We're actually doing a video later today,
okay.
in London, just to get a vibe.
Okay.
Same song, so it's just a vibe. You know what I mean? But you have to watch. We're watching and seeing how the songs are doing, and then we'll determine which videos to do. But there will be a few videos on the song off the album for sure.
How have you felt so far about the response on it as well? Because it has been strong. From
Definitely.
looking from the outside in, like
definitely.
it's been strong.
People are really showing me love, you know what I mean? And you can see, 'cause I think people can see that I actually put some work into it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Because not just my friends, but proper people are like, yo, trust me, it's solid work, you know what I mean? And I was like, yo, I appreciate it, because we really put a time in it and we try to mix it up, so a little bit of everything, you know what I mean? Although there's a lot of positive music, there's a lot of high energy music also for people like to dance and to hold a vibe, you know what I mean? So just to reach the different audience, different countries, you know what I mean? So yeah.
And you dropped, obviously, it's a dancehall project.
Yeah.
You dropped at the same time. We had Kanye dropping, we had Drake dropping.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to take any of those in?
I haven't really. You know what I mean? I'm a Drake fan, so I listened to a few of his tracks.
Yeah.
NJ always listens to music, so we were vibing. When we were coming from Manchester, we were listening to the one that the collab that he did with Jeezy.
Yeah.
That one. I was saying to NJ, yo, Jay-Z's angry.
telling
I've
you.
never heard Jay-Z went in on a track. You know, I've never heard that in a while. He kind of went in on that track, like he was upset with the world. You know what I mean? So we did listen to a few of the songs coming from Manchester, you know what I mean? Just vibing and listening to what was going on.
Do you think, I mean, your journey in the producer situation is obviously it's building. Will you see yourself, or is it something that you want to do where you want to be producing other genres, or is that something how do you feel about that? Because you're in the, like I said, you're in the parties so much. I see, you know what I mean? You're hosted and like, so you've got a good base of music, you know, across the board, you know, so producer wise, do you want to go into different,
For sure,
make some rap records and
for sure we're gonna do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As I said, this album is just to get respect. You know what I mean? Because now that when you reach out to people, they'll be like, all right, he's serious, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have to really come correct or come good. You know what I mean? They're not gonna just feel like, oh, is he saying both? I have to give him a song. They will want to work with you and do like proper music, you know what I mean? So for me, this was me just putting the music out there to let people know, listen, I'm serious about this, and we want to do this, so when we call you, know that
Pay
it's no
attention.
joke, you know?
Yeah,
It's no
yeah,
joke.
yeah.
So that's something that is big, and I'm excited, you know what I mean? I'm excited because, as you said, the project is doing solid, and I'm excited to see where it's gonna go and how far it's gonna go, you know what I mean?
So we're going to pick a couple of Country Yutes, we're going to play them out, and let's keep it moving, and we're going to get into some of your influential records, my bro. So the way we do this is, let's say we'll do 4 records, right? I want you to give me an influential record, break down maybe the artist, if there's not a track, it might be an artist in general, or it might be a specific record, and tell me the story behind like the track, why it's important to you, and just a little bit about, you know, them times there around the record, really.
Just any record?
Yeah, bro, it could be something that you're feeling now, or but really and truly, bro, like I mean, the series is influential records. I want the ones that maybe take you back to, you know, when you was growing up, you was listening to something, or maybe an artist specifically heavy at home. You might want to pick something that's got you through some tough times. That, you know what I mean? We just want some influences.
Jesus. Well, off the bat, it's not even one record. It's a rhythm. You know what I mean? The anger management.
Oh my days!
Like,
what a rhythm! Talk about that.
For me, that kind of made everything. As a kid growing up, even now, like if we're vibing and we decide that, yo, we're gonna go tune for tune, like me and my friends, we'll be singing tune back and forth. That's the rhythm we play. Like anger management for me is one of the toughest rhythms I've ever heard. You know what I mean? Come out of Jamaica or anywhere. You know what I mean? So it's something that when it dropped, I loved, and even now we're loving it. Like every song on that rhythm was bad. You know what I mean? So for me, anger management really played a role in my life because it was a strong vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It was a strong vibe. Always. Jeez.
That's a heavy rhythm, man. Even still now, that one, if anyone draws for that and you're in a dance, like it's ringing off. You know what I mean?
My other one is definitely Bob Marley, One Love.
Okay.
Yeah, and for me, why that stands out was I remember the first time when I traveled to like Europe. I was in Hungary, and I went to a concert after the track meet. We went to a concert because it was after the meet, and there was this guy on the stage just singing One Love, and everybody in the crowd was just singing word for word, and I was like, what is this? You know what I mean? And a lot of them did not speak English. You know what I mean? So it was like, yo, this is serious. You know what I mean? This is big. This is showing the level that Bob Marley's at. You know what I mean? So for me, that really stood out. So even when I played at the after parties, when I played in at the meets, that was always my last song.
Right.
Every one of my sets, the last song, no matter how hype I was, at the end, I always played that one Bob Marley at the end. You know what I mean? Of my set. So that's something that means a lot, and the song in general is a proper
classic
song that
legendary
exactly
record, legendary artist.
You know what I mean? Jeez. The one song that we did on the album Country Yutes, R.I.P., meant a lot because it was all about one of my friends, Jermaine Mason. He was a high jumper from Britain that actually died, you know what I mean? And I knew him since I was like 15 because he was on the junior team for Jamaica. Right. Because he's from Jamaica, but he's also British, you know what I mean? Right. So when he was junior, we met up and we were cool from then, you know what I mean? So we came up through the ranks together and we were tight and good friends. So for me, that track means a lot, you know what I mean? Making that track was tough, you know what I mean? And everybody can understand that. We understand that everybody has lost somebody, you know what I mean? So it would mean a lot to a lot of people. Yeah. But that track for me is something that was really big. So it's R.I.P. my G. So
yeah, we're gonna run that 100% as well. You got
fourth one. Jeez.
Was there anything you ever listened to pre-race, or any, or was that all random?
For me, it was just
records?
random records. You know what I mean? Right. It was just random records. Oh my God. I don't know. I'm a massive Vybz Kartel fan. One of his songs, it doesn't have a meaning, but I just love his song. Most girls love me so. Them kiss them, fuck me so. That song is stuck in my head. Right. And I told him when I met him for the first time, and he was around his friends, and people were laughing, and I said, yeah, bro, no matter how much you do good songs, that would be one of the baddest songs you will ever do. You know what I mean? And for me, that's just one of my favorite songs, and I love it. That's something I listen to and I know word for word straight through, because that's a track that really stuck with me when the first time I heard it. I mean, so yeah, those are my influential songs.
We're gonna run through those. So before you run out of here, bro, what can we expect from you coming forward? Now the album's obviously dropped. Yeah. What's the vision now? What's next, man?
For me, we're just enjoying the moment right now. You know what I mean? I'm not really worried about what's next right now. You know what I mean? I think this album will set up a lot of things for me. So we're just gonna promote it, continue promoting, and see what comes out of it. Because I know people start reaching out, or when we start making calls or decide which direction we want to go, then we'll see what happens. It's one thing I tell me and Angie, and I'm sitting there, I'm telling him, listen, we have to do a proper old school rhythm with the proper hardcore dance. That's something that, as soon as I started music, that's what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? But I was like, you know what? I have to earn their respect. You know what I mean? Like the Bounty Killers, the Beanie Man. You know what I mean? We already know Baby Sham and all these guys. So for me, that's something that I know is in the pipeline, and we haven't even started yet. You know what I mean? 100%. So that's something that you can look out for. A proper hardcore rhythm with like proper old school dance or legends. You know what I mean?
Like a drop leaf rhythm or something like that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a vibe. So I'm just telling people to go out and support the album, you know, in Country Yutes, and just enjoy the music.
And what about one last one? The UK, bro. Yeah. You know, you're here all the time, and like I said, we said it throughout. You know, you're heavy sometimes in the club, hosting, enjoying. Yeah. So you're familiar with plenty of artists from here.
Yeah, for sure.
anyone from here that you might want to work with, or even people that you're feeling out here that off the top of your head that you really like listening to?
Yeah, come on, Stormzy, there's so much gigs and Stormzy is out here, you know what I mean? I've met this one guy from in Sockade called H.
Yeah. Is that the first time you met H?
Yeah, it's grimy music. You know what I mean? But it's a vibe, you know what I mean? Oh my God, I met this guy last night. Digga D.
Oh, we met Digga D.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, and he's from Jamaica, you know what I mean? We were vibing up in the club last night, so it was a vibe meeting him, you know what I mean? I said to him, "No, listen, if I hit you up..."
These guys are the hottest out, you know what I mean? Your
Exactly, so it's
H's,
like, yo, if I hit you up.
Yeah, man.
So, definitely, you know what I mean? There's some good people out here that I would love to work with, you know what I mean?
Cold, we can expect that, man.
For sure.
I want to big you up for taking the time, you know what I mean? Coming through Influential Records. I want to big up NJ as well for lining it up.
Yeah, big up NJ, artist. I told him he's going to start touring.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
man.
I'm telling him.
He's like the undercover.
Shy,
he's the undercover.
like,
You know what I mean?
Like, I don't want to talk, but
Yeah.
he's going to start touring.
Big up NJ, but no, my bro. Respect.
man.
Thank you, man.
Respect, for sure.
DJ Firestarr keeping it smashed.